Good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. Welcome to the QT Bible Study with Steve Levitt. I'm Steve Levitt, and this is the live Quiet Time Bible Study we do here every morning on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Big Joe, winner, chicken dinner on TikTok. Good job, Big Joe. And Julie on Facebook, on YouTube. Good morning, Julie. Fox Rocks, Doug, and you guys are faithful. There's Sweet Martha. And there's Sweet Martha. Hi, Sweet Martha. My beautiful wife, Marty, who says that she has some announcements. Who was first on Facebook? I didn't catch it. Liz Tisdale. Liz is on it. Hi, Clint, Deanna, Katie, Pamela. Good to see you guys this morning. Hi, Cheryl and Linda. You guys got one more week of Bible study, Marty. Is that right?
That's right.
Shout out to the gals who have been with Marty all summer. Faithful and learning revelations and just...
I had the song Crown Him with Many Crowns in my head all night because I was obsessing about the whole crown issue.
Yeah, she wore me out on the issue of crowns last night, trying to understand and get that clear how crowns work in heaven. The crowns we'll receive in heaven. That's funny. Well, Marty has a couple of things she wants to share with you guys. Then we're going to get into Leviticus chapter 19 and study that. What do you got?
Okay, some fun news is, hi everybody. We had a donor a while back send some money to the blind school, and we just have been waiting for my contact. She left to go to the UK. She's back in Kenya, and she went to the blind school, and their need was mattresses. They don't have enough mattresses to get the kids off the floor, so we purchased mattresses, and when they're all there and at the school, I'll definitely post some pictures. So thank you to the donor that did that. I smell skunk. We have so many.
She smells things all the time.
We have.
If I had a nickel for every I smell, every day,
I'm always right too.
And her nose never fails her.
We have so many needs that I am gonna try to do the gingerbread Christmas fundraiser because we have so many needs. So I'm going to start doing some fundraising. And I have a couple of ladies that acted interested in helping me in New Braunfels. If we can figure it out with the help of my cousin's wife, Renee, maybe we could do it multi-city next year.
Okay.
So that's going to happen.
Gingerbread fundraiser.
Yes. Nettie told me yesterday that there is a deaf school. It's a long story how she found this deaf school. It's a couple hours away from the one that we are working with, but they have huge needs in that the kids don't have shoes. They have their living facility are mud huts. There's no toilets. Apparently it's just really bad. So she was going to travel this week and kind of check it out. So
we may have a second deaf school we get to minister to.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. Okay. And with that, I'm sorry, the last thing, I'll let you go. With that, I've connected with this other ministry in Colorado Springs, friend of my nephew, who actually filmed Dane and Rachel's wedding. Weird. But he is a part of a very well-oiled machine ministry that does this program where they share the gospel. They give the community food for a week.
In Africa.
Yes. And they put in a playground.
So food, gospel, and playground.
He's going to ship me some of the food to try. I'm also going to ship some to Kenya to just make sure that it's culturally appropriate.
Right.
And then my hope is with the deaf school that doesn't have the playground and the blind school that we could trial their ministry, like share the gospel,
So
do the
going
food.
to the deaf school, new one, start building a playground, feed them while we're doing that.
That's right.
And sharing the gospel with them at the deaf school.
Mm-hmm. And so you can feed them for a week, 40 days, a year. So I'm going to get cost on all that. And finally,
last thing,
we, have this well that potentially, if we decide to drill there.
And found out yesterday there's 1,000 people in that community.
Yes.
There's school, 500 kids in the school, and all this need for this well in this community.
So we have just so many
$12,000.
huge needs that got us, that are all great things.
And your support. We're trying to raise your support.
I don't talk about that right now.
Okay, and we're changing some of that. So.
But if anybody is a grant writer, or
we need grants.
We do. We have just so many fun needs that we could do. So, and I got lots of Bible requests, and I'll be posting some. I'm sorry I haven't posted any, but I have video of
lots of Bible requests. Okay.
That's it. Have a good day.
Beautifully done, my sweet wife. She gone. That's it, and she's gone, just like that. All right, let's go. Yeah, I'm pretty hopeless. You talk about a wife that can get a husband to do anything she wants. I am putty, no question. HopeShinesMinistry.org is the place you can go to donate to all those needs. HopeShinesMinistry.org. She is wonderful. She is wonderful, for sure. All right, Leviticus chapter 19. The point of Leviticus was God telling his children, you're coming out of the land of Egypt. You're going into the land of Canaan. We need to prepare you to be set apart. I want you to live clean. I want you to live pure. I want you to live above reproach. I want you to live according to the absolutes that I give to you, different than the pagans that live around you, to be set apart, set above, be different, be holy, be pure, be right in the way that I designed humans to function. So here's the rules. Chapter 19, here are the rules concerning your daily life. Day in and day out, coming and going. Here are the rules. Chapter 19, verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to all the congregation of the sons of Israel, saying, the Lord your God, I am the Lord your God, I am holy. And you're right, Cheryl. He says it over and over again. He wants to establish the reason for doing the right thing, the reason for being moral, the reason for being pure, the reason for being clean, because I am your God and I am holy. Therefore, you must be holy. He desires his children to be holy. So here we go. I'm going to run through these fairly quickly again because it's a long chapter. So hang with me. Verse 3, take notes, circle it. You can come back and look at it more later if you want to. Leviticus 19:3. Every one of you shall reverence his mother and his father, and you shall keep my Sabbath. I am the Lord your God. There's 2 of the 10 commandments. There are 3 in this Leviticus 19. There are 3 of the 10 commandments in here. I believe that may give them preference. They must be of extra importance. These 3 of the 10 commandments. We'll see where Jesus actually quotes one of them later. Chapter 3, verse 3, every one of you shall honor your mother and father. How important is that? And how have we ever lost that in our generation today? The young generation, the 18, 19, 20, 25, 26-year-olds of our society have no reverence for adults. They don't respect adults. They weren't taught to respect their parents. They don't respect God. Therefore, they don't reverence their mother and father. Number one thing it says is to have reverence for your mother and father. I call my mama every morning whenever we get off of this. I go in, make some breakfast, make some eggs, and I call my mama every morning. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Did you take your medicine? Did you drinking enough water? What's going on? What are you thinking? Hey, Mama. Have reverence for your mother and father. Number one. Number two, another commandment, keep my Sabbath. Have a day of rest. I don't really know what all that means, to keep the Sabbath. I mean, it means to keep the Sabbath, meaning you have a day of reverence. You have a day of honoring God, a day that you set aside for God. Keep the Sabbath. Verse 4, do not turn to idols or make for yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God, he says. Don't have other idols. Don't worship your car. Don't worship your spouse. Don't worship your children. Don't make money an idol. Don't make sex an idol. Don't make love, the love of somebody to love you. Don't make it an idol. Your house, your friends. Do not turn to idols. It goes on to talk about how to give an offering. Don't eat the food. 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't eat meat sacrificed after the third day. You must eat it the same day, maybe the next day, but not the third day. After that, it's not holy. Don't eat food given. Why? You know what? Spoilage. It's a health thing, among other things. Verse 9. Now, whenever you reap the harvest of your land, whenever you go out and custom harvest, or you go out and cut the wheat that you've grown, a whole field of wheat or barley out here, the grain, and it's a field of grain or barley. Whenever you cut the wheat of the land, you shall not reap the very corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleaning of your harvest. Let me explain this right quick. Most fields might be square, right? Most of them were square. Whenever I grew up, my family still has Levitt custom harvesting. You see me wear the hat sometimes. My brother and his sons, my nephews, still go and cut people's wheat, and then they'll cut the maize and the corn for other people. They'll travel through the United States doing this. It's called custom harvesting. You're harvesting people's fields for them. I grew up doing this. My granddaddy, my daddy, my brother, and I would go leave, and we'd spend all summer cutting wheat for people. Custom harvester. And I ran the combine a lot. Whenever you're running the combine and you're going to cut this field, you cut it in a circle. Dry land, we would cut it in a circle. And that's most of what we would cut. That combine would have to make the corner to turn the corner to go up the field and then get to the end and turn the corner. Well, the combine can't cut an exact square. You'd have to leave the corner whenever you turned and went this way. Every time I remember this verse, every time I would turn a corner, I would remember, oh, God says to leave that. The corners of your field were to be left. Verse 10, nor shall you glean the vineyard, or shall you gather the fallen fruit of the vineyard. You shall leave them for the needy and for the strangers. I am the Lord your God. You leave those as a tenth, as a tithe. You leave those. God made provision for those who were needy or poor. strangers, those walking through that didn't have food. God made provision for them by you leaving the corners of your field for the needy or strangers. So he's saying, be generous. A deaf school in Africa doesn't have food. So we all come together, we raise some money, and we send them some food. That's leaving the corners of the field. That's giving up some of your profit for the better of someone else. That's giving up some money that you would have for the betterment or for someone who is in need somewhere else. Leave the corners of your field. Yeah, they harvested by a reaping seath. I don't know what you call it. It wasn't a combine factor. But they would still leave the corners of the field. Y'all, does that sound familiar, by the way? You remember anybody in the Bible that we saw this happen in the Bible? Remember Ruth? Naomi and Ruth, they were strangers. They come to the land. They didn't have any food. They didn't have any means. Their husbands were dead. They had no way to make money. They went out to Boaz's field and they brought in food from the corners of the field. This is in the story of Ruth and Boaz. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Same concept here. Verse 11, you shall not steal, nor deal falsely, nor lie to one another. Don't be a thief. Don't steal. And it's not as, I'm not talking about putting on a scarf and going in as a bandit to rob a bank. This may be supplies you take home from work that's not yours. This may be your neighbor's plow that you borrow and don't give it back and hope he doesn't remember. This may be your sister's clothes that you borrowed and don't give back. Don't steal. Don't be a thief. Don't lie. Tell the truth. Be a truth teller, even if it costs you. Be a truth teller. This is daily living that God is giving them instruction. Don't lie. Verse 12, don't swear falsely by my name. In other words, making a commitment or swearing on an oath. Don't do that falsely. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Verse 13, Leviticus 19:13. You shall not oppress your neighbor nor rob him. The wages of a hired man are not to remain with you all night until morning. Pay your workers. Pay them on time. Pay your workers and pay them all on time. And don't beat down your neighbor. Don't oppress your neighbor. Don't be a Karen to your neighbor. Be gracious, be understanding, be patient, be tolerant of your neighbors. Hey, look at verse 14. This is Marty's verse. Verse 14. Yeah, and pay them fair. That's right. Verse 14. You shall not curse a deaf man, nor place a stumbling block before the blind, but you shall revere your God. I am the Lord. Take care of the blind and the deaf. Hope shines? Cha-ching. We're on it, aren't we? It says take care, be kind, make provision for the blind and the deaf. Isn't that interesting that God put that in their society, that this was a biblical mandate to take care of the blind and the deaf? Marty's done it her whole life. It's been since she was in college. This has been her ministry. Everywhere she goes, she has ministered to the deaf. You guys haven't seen it. You could probably go back in some of my old YouTube channels and see Marty signing worship in sign language at church, where she would sign the worship song as it was being sung, and it would bring you to tears. And the deaf community could be there watching, and it will bring you to tears. It's what she's done her whole life. Take care of, be kind to the deaf and to the blind. Verse 14. 15. You shall not do injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor defer to the great. But you are to judge your neighbor fairly. Be fair. Whether poor or rich, pretty or ugly, bowed up or scrawny, smart or not so smart, be fair. Don't judge people by who they are, by their appearance, by whatever. Don't judge them accordingly. Be fair, no matter what, to all people. Verse 16, you shall not go about as a slanderer among your people. Just mark that one and highlight it. Don't be a slanderer. Don't walk around talking nasty about your people. Just keep it to yourself. Don't be a gossip. Don't slander. Verse 17, you shall not hate your fellow countrymen in your heart. You may surely reprove your neighbor, but shall not incur sin because of him. It's okay to confront somebody and say, brother, sister, you're sinning or that's wrong, but don't hate. Don't have hate. It's so interesting whenever we speak of love is love, or the tolerant group of people who think they are the ones tolerant and loving. As I watch over and over again protests and on the street interviews and the news, this group of people is the most angry, hateful, intolerant group I've ever been around, demanding that everyone else be what they want you to be. That's how Satan does it. He twists something around, and they will scream that I am intolerant, that I am judgmental, that I am hateful, I am mean, that I am unloving. And I've never seen behavior more unloving, more hateful, and more angry. Angry. And this is warning us against that. Don't hate your fellow countrymen in your heart. Verse 18, this is important. You'll want to highlight this verse. You shall not take vengeance, nor bear any grudge against the sons of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Does that sound familiar? Or have we heard that before? You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The Pharisees came and asked Jesus, of all the commandments, which are the most important? Which one is most important? And Jesus said to them, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. I think I'm getting that right. And number 2, love your neighbor as yourself. So 613 laws we see in the Old Testament. 613 of these throughout the Old Testament. God narrowed them down to the 10 commandments. All of them can be wrapped up and under the umbrella of the 10 commandments. In the New Testament, Jesus narrowed that down, the 10 commandments, to even just 2. 2 commandments. Everything else falls under the 2 commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love others. Love God, love others. Love God, love others. Jesus quoted this, and he got it from Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. Love your neighbor as yourself. All right, let's see if we can wrap this up. Verse 19. Keep my statutes. Don't breed together 2 kinds of cattle. You shall not sow your field with 2 kinds of seed, nor wear a garment upon 2 kinds of material mixed together. This gets quoted a lot about how we don't do this anymore, so we shouldn't follow the Old Testament law on sexuality and things like that. This was not a mandate about their personal life. This mandate about don't breed 2 cattle together. Don't sow two different kinds of seed. Don't wear clothing with two different types of material in it. This was a commandment to set them apart from their neighbors and to keep pure what God had designed pure. He also said, don't marry outside the Jewish race. Don't marry other, the Canaanites or Egyptians. Keep what I designed pure, whether that be your sexuality, your marriage, your heart, your wheat, the wheat fields with two different kinds of seeds, the cattle were all symbolic. And the point is, keep it pure. This will remind you of this. Doing one type of cloth, one type of seed, keeping cattle not commingled, keeps the line pure as a representation of the way I want your heart to be. That your heart stays pure, your lineage stays pure. Hi, Sherry. Good morning. Verse 20. Now, if a man lies carnally with a woman who is a slave acquired for another man, but he has in no way been redeemed, nor given her freedom, there shall be punishment, for there shall not, however, be put to death because she was not free. Don't sleep with your slave, he says. Don't abuse your power. Don't abuse your leadership. Don't be a carnal. Don't be carnal, he says. Verse 23, and whenever you enter the land and plant all kinds of trees, this is interesting. So whenever they enter into the land of Canaan, modern day Israel, whenever I bring y'all back into the land, here's some rules. Whenever you enter into the land and plant all kinds of trees for food, then you shall count their fruit as for you. Then you shall count their fruit as forbidden for 3 years. So there's already going to be fruit trees. Whenever you come into the land of Canaan, the Canaanites will have planted fruit trees. Those fruit trees that were already there are forbidden for 3 years. You can't touch them. Don't eat them. They're forbidden. They're the Canaanites' fruit tree. We're going to drive the Canaanites out. The land is going to be yours, but the trees will be left. Don't eat any of the fruit for 3 years. On the 4th year, that'll be a dedication to me. The 4th year, all the fruit shall be holy. So the 4th year, it's forbidden to do anything with. On the 4th year, that'll be my year, where we'll make all those trees holy on the 4th year. They'll be for me. And then God says, on the 5th year, then you can eat it. Verse 25. And in the 5th year, you are to eat of its fruits that yield, so that the yield may increase for you. I am the Lord your God. You shall, verse 26, you shall not eat anything with blood in it, nor practice divination or soothsaying. I don't even know what it all looks like to eat things with blood in it. I'm assuming like you're to drain the blood out of it before you eat or cook the meat or whatever. For whatever reason, he considered blood to be bad. But he goes on to say, do not practice divination or soothsaying. Don't go see the palm reader. Don't get mixed up in tarot cards, however you say it. Don't talk to somebody who tries to tell you your future. How dangerous and foolish is that? by doing so, you're putting your faith in something other than God. Don't do that. Hummingbirds are out. Verse 27, you shall not round off the side of your head, nor harm the edges of your beard. You shall not make any cuts on your body for the dead, nor make any tattoo marks on yourself. I am the Lord. You see a traditional Jew, they have the long curly locks on the side. Don't cut your beard, and don't cut the sides of your head. This was in direct opposition to the way the Canaanites the pagans would cut their hair. So he's saying you're going to be opposite of the Canaanites. Folks, let's be opposite of the world. Let's be opposite of what the world does, what the world says. Let's stand out as different. I'm always a little cautious. I'm not saying never, but I don't think we can go, well, I just want to blend in so I can do ministry. There's room for that, I guess, some places. But I don't think we should be doing what the world does just because we like it. We want to stand out. We want to look different. We want to be different so that people see Jesus in us. Whenever we are kind and loving and caring, we want people to know it's because of Jesus. Be careful. It says don't cut your body or make tattoo marks on yourself. Anybody want to start a big fight on that one? Anybody want to start a big fight? Hindle says, chapter 17:11 says that life of the flesh is in the blood. A whole controversy about tattoos, getting tattoos. I bet most of you, many of you have a tattoo. What do you think about that? Don't tattoo yourself. Obviously, the pagans would tattoo themselves. The ungodly would tattoo themselves. I think sometimes this was done in worshipful ways. The tattooing, it was done in worship of other gods. It was done. I think oftentimes tattooing has to do with not being content and peaceful with the beauty of who you are. So this is a little bit like different surgeries that people may have to change their looks or appearance. I'm not content with what God gave me, so I want to change. Maybe I want to get attention. Maybe I want to draw attention to myself, or I'm just not content with who I am or what I look like. So I'm going to do something to myself to try to make myself stand out or be different. This is a matter of the heart. I don't have a biblical conviction against tattoos personally now, but there's some reasons why this wasn't a good idea. We don't want to just be like the pagans, and we want to check the heart of why we do what we do. You guys don't know it, but I actually have one small little tattoo on my body. I've never told you about that. And I don't regret it. Someday remind me, I'll tell you the story. It was done in love. But, and not another human will ever see it unless I choose to show it to them. But anyway, I don't have some biblical conviction. I do think that we should be content with who we are and what we look like and how God made us, and not seek to change or that, or not seek attention in unhealthy ways and things like that. That's all I'm saying. All right, we got finished. Verse 29. Do not profane your daughter by making her a harlot, so that the land may not fall into harlotry. Verse 30. Keep my Sabbath and revere my sanctuary. Honor the church, the sanctuary, the place where God dwelt. Keep it holy. Do not turn to mediums or spiritualists. Do not seek them out to be defiled by them. That would mean I don't trust you, God. I'm going to trust a, a somebody, a medium or a spiritualist, somebody who will demonically tell me what I want to hear. Not good. All right, we're almost done. You shall, verse 32, you shall rise up before the gray heads, the old people, and honor the aged. Let's honor old people. Honor old people. Be respectful of old people. Be kind to old people. Open the door for old people. Take old people some food. Go visit the old people. Honor the old people. Honor old people. I'll go back and read comments, or y'all can tell me whenever we're done if it's something I need to discuss. We're almost done here. Verse 33, when a stranger resides with you, do not do the stranger wrong. Love a stranger, be hospitable, love them as yourself. Verse 35, do no wrong in judgment, measurements, weights, or capacities. 36, just balances, just weights, just epas, and a just hin. In other words, don't cheat people. Don't cheat people by being deceitful with things. And lastly, verse 37, you shall thus observe all my statutes and all my ordinances and do them. I am the Lord. That's why you do it. I am God, and this is what is right. Be reminded, I am the Lord. So there's chapter 19 concerning daily life. Let's close in prayer, because I know some of you need to get going. Lord, thank you for loving us. Thank you for giving us more instructions of seeing your nature, seeing who you are, and the standard by which you demand from us. Lord, thank you that we realize we cannot keep it and we need Jesus. So thank you for sending Jesus Christ to save our soul. For it's in his name we pray. Amen. All right, questions or comments? Thoughts, questions, comments about anything today? We're done. If you need to get running, great. See you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll stick around for a minute to discuss anything on here. Some of these are irrelevant as we moved into the Christological New Covenant. But some are still very important in the way we do life. Spill the tea, Debbie. I'm missing it, but not sure what that's about. Yeah, divination is satanic, absolutely. Going and seeing a fortune teller, reading tarot cards, it's all demonic. 20K likes, Joe says. All right, Joe, thank you. Any other questions? Oh, the tattoo. All right, I'll make it quick. You want to hear the tattoo story? I'll make it quick. So whenever I was in college, I met Martha, the woman of my dreams, my blah, blah, blah. I got engaged to her. Her and her best friend and me were at the pool one day. And I'm Mr. Ultra conservative, never drank, never did anything wrong in my life. Ultra conservative guy. We're at the pool. She jumps in the pool off the diving board. She gets out, walks in front of me and her best friend. And as she walks on by, her bathing suit had ridden up in the back. And I saw a red heart tattooed on her hiney. And I thought, what? She had never told me about this. We had just gotten engaged. And her friend saw me and saw that I saw it. And her friend knew the whole story. And her friend looked at me and said, oh, you weren't supposed to see that. You can't say anything to her about it. I said, what in the world? She goes, yes, we had 1 year in college where we kind of partied and did some things. And we drank a little too much. And her and I went and got matching heart tattoos on our hineys. And no one's ever seen it, but she's going to die to know that you know, don't tell her. So I didn't tell her. And a month before we got married, I went and had the exact same tattooed in the exact same spot. And on our honeymoon night, as things progress, she says, "I need to tell you something. I want to show you something." She goes, and I said, "No, wait. I want to show you what I did for you in way of showing you my love and my devotion to you." And I showed her my tattoo, and she just wept and wept and wept because it matched hers. And this is my first wife that passed away with cancer after 6 years of marriage, Martha. So we had matching heart tattoos, and that's the story. So a little bitty, looks like a mole, not much there, but anyway. So there you go. There's the tea. Any other questions? I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm telling you. I'm pitiful. I'm almost irritating. Actually, Marty might tell you I'm a little bit irritating, overly needy, overly ooey gooey. But I am all about love and connection. Sissy's crying. Pam says, "I love that so much. The intent was from your heart, and that's beautiful." Oh, Cheryl says, all the women love that. Yeah. Robbie says, "Great story." I am a hopeless romantic, man. I am ooey gooey, irritatingly romantic sometimes. Priscilla says, "Me too." Yeah, I didn't want her to feel shameful or embarrassed about it, Sissy. I didn't want her to have to go. I have to confess something, so I just made it easy for her. I went and got the same thing. Thanks, JD. All right. The hummingbird activity is increasing. I'm assuming they're beginning to migrate. It looks like South America has joined in again. Brazil is in the house. Good to see you. That didn't work out too good last time, by the way. Thanks, Debbie. Maine is in the house. The hummingbirds are leaving Maine. I saw a report yesterday. Arkansas they're starting to head out in the next couple of weeks. Hummingbirds from Arkansas, they'll be headed down this way. It's going to be 105 here tomorrow. 105 here tomorrow. So next week is supposed to be the cool off week. We'll see. You redeemed her youthful impulse. Yeah. Ultra conservative, that was a sacrificial love. Yeah, it was not something I thought I would ever do for sure, and had some pretty strong opinions about, but it was between me and Martha, so it's cool. Yeah, we're praying for tomorrow, next week. Finally start to cool down some, but it's still going to be mid-90s. I mean, but 105 tomorrow, really? Come on, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's pretty close to my heart. You're right, for sure. All right, I guess we're done for the day. Hope y'all have a super terrific, great day. Cows are bawling. They hear my voice and they want somebody to come feed them. Yeah, I'm supposed to go do that show this weekend, a trade show, selling my products, but I'm not going to do it. I have a very poor heat tolerance. I've had a heat stroke, so I cannot do hot. I can't be out in hot weather very long. I will crash bad. So I don't think I'm going to do it unless they'll let me be inside somewhere. For sure. All right. Hope you guys have a super terrific, great day today. We'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to get through. We got 6 or 7 more chapters to get through Leviticus. We're going to get through pretty quick, but it's been pretty good. Oh, 53. Oh, I can't wait for 53 for sure. You guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Keep on keeping on. TikTok, we had about 300 folks on TikTok today. Praise God. Keep on keeping on. Love you guys. Facebook, YouTube, you're the best. Love y'all. See you tomorrow.